Happy Sunday, everybody. It is another weekend episode of Box Office Ricky. I hope everybody had a wonderful Halloween. I had a fun Halloween. It was on a Friday this year, which is pretty cool because, you got the weekend to recover, and which is exactly what I did. I spent most of my weekend recovering from Friday's festivities, and boy, I did not get a chance to check out any new movies, but nonetheless, I have got some box office reporting for you. And guys, whoa, we've kind of had a little bit of a switch up here. A movie that was released a week ago climbs back up to number one, which is interesting because this movie was far from number one last week. And it was number two, well, not far, but still, it was Regretting You, which is kind of cool. It's very rare that you see a movie climb back up from number two to, released at number two, its opening weekend, and then get back to number one. Now, I know that's a very interesting phenomenon, but to be honest, it kind of shows that not a lot of people went to the movie theaters this weekend. And so let's kind of dive right into it. Let's see what happened. I mean, this was a very freaking interesting, weird weekend. You had not really a lot of new releases. You had you had one new release. But you had a lot of movies that have kind of already been in the theater, or movies that were, in theaters already, or maybe even on Netflix there. But this was a very interesting Halloween weekend box office. So I don't know what's, I definitely feel like theater chains are probably a little bit worried about what's going to happen next, just based on these numbers, but let's dive into it. Okay, so at number one, we had Regretting You at $8.1 million. Those are not great numbers for a movie that's number one in movie theaters. That is probably some of the lowest box office numbers we have seen ever. And then at number two, we have Black Phone 2 on its third weekend release at $8 million. So that's good for Black Phone 2. I mean, it's in its third weekend, coming back, making a strong, Halloween third week triumph at $8 million. I'm pretty sure Universal is pretty happy with those numbers. Its total thus far is $61 million. Probably won't make $100 million, but nonetheless, still making profitable numbers. And number three, we had Chainsaw Man, and it was number one last week. This week it drops down by 66% at $6 million. Its total is $30 million. So, I know last week I was kind of mentioning that there might be a big demand for anime films, and you might see studio chains releasing a lot more. With a sharp drop off like that, I don't know. It's hard to say that maybe there may not be as much of a demand. It's going to be interesting to see how the market turns. Then number four, we have K-pop Demon Hunters, again back in theaters. It grossed $5.3 million. I think, first off, the fact that it's a Netflix movie and its gross is $24 million. This is not a movie that's been back and forth in the theaters. Its first time in theaters made a lot more of a killing. I think maybe with being back in theaters for Halloween weekend probably didn't help it. Parents are probably preoccupied with Halloween festivities. I think maybe Netflix took a little bit of an over gamble on this, but still $5.3 million is not terrible. It's at number four. And then, let's see here. Let's take a look. We've got a movie that I am really looking forward to checking out. Emma Stone, number five, Begonia. This movie grossed $4.8 million this opening weekend. It was released in smaller theaters, released in select cities 13 weeks ago. Obviously, it's going to see a big jump, but its total so far is $5.81 million. So, not a huge numbers for an Emma Stone movie, but honestly, it is a movie that is going to be probably an Oscar contender. It's probably got interesting content. not necessarily a movie that's lighting the world on fire financially, but who knows? Maybe by the time January and February rolls around with the Oscar push, might be a movie that comes back in theaters and might make another $5.5 million, $10 million. I don't know. Let's see. Who knows? And then at number 6, interestingly enough, Back to the Future was released again. It actually did pretty good for a movie that's been out forever, and everyone can see this at home on demand. You know what? $4.7 million ain't bad. Didn't get a chance to check it out in the theaters, but hey, you know what? I got it on VHS. I got it on DVD. I don't really need to see it in the theaters, to be honest, but good to see that's making a little chunk of change. And then at number 7, we have Springsteen, Deliver Me From Home. I heard Delivery From Nowhere. It dropped sharply at $3.8 million. Its total is $16.27 million. Not great numbers, but you know what? Honestly, they could have waited on a Bruce Springsteen movie. Just probably another 5-10 years. I'm a big, I like Bruce Springsteen, but to be honest, I don't think I'm ready for a Bruce Springsteen type of movie. Okay, so getting close to the end here. Number 8, we have Tron Ares, $2.8 million. $67 million total. Yeah, still not great. Number 9 is a cartoon, Stitchhead. I heard about this movie, heard mixed things about it. Not great numbers either at $2.1 million. It just seems like another forgettable animation movie. And then number 10 is a movie that I reviewed, Good Fortune. Its total in its theatrical run is $14.6 million. It will probably most likely roll off the top 10 next week. So let's quickly dissect this weekend's box office. Very, very weird numbers, I would say. It's a weekend where I don't necessarily hit the panic button just because I think it's Halloween weekend. If Halloween fell on a Friday this week, I don't hit the panic button because I do think we've got a lot of good fare coming out in November. Wicked is on track to do huge numbers. I think Wicked's probably looking at doing $100 million opening weekend, which is great. That's exactly what the movie theaters need. They need a big win. And honestly, this past weekend is basically like a lot of crap. When you have Back to the Future, a movie that's over 40 years old, coming in at number 6, you have a rom-com coming in at number 1. When you have the top movie coming in at $8.1 million, that is not good, guys. I mean, movie theaters are hurting if those are the kind of numbers that they're seeing. A number 1 movie every weekend should be hitting at least $20 million, 15 at the minimum. So I don't know. I don't know what this tells us. Hopefully we get a lot of rejuvenation from our holiday fare coming up. Like I said, we've got Wicked. We've got a couple other things coming up. I'm hoping to see a big swing on the other direction in the next couple of weeks. Well, guys, that is my box office reporting for this weekend. Once again, it's Box Office Ricky. Thank you so much for watching. As I always say, in a world where you can be anything, be kind to each other. All right, guys, take care. I will see you soon, and hopefully I'll get to see, I'm going to try to check out Begonia this week and hopefully come out with a review of that. So thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.